is Diane Mourglia-Swerdlow with another edition of Healthy Living. And today we're going to do something very exciting. We are making turkey chili. And in order to make turkey chili, we need turkey broth. So I've already done quite a bit of work here, but I want you to see the process. This is the remains the turkey that we had for dinner. And all I did was put in all the bones, and I covered it with water, and I let it simmer on the oven on top of the stove for probably 2 or 3 hours. And you can see how everything is just falling apart. That's some onion that I had in the turkey, some flavoring. But anyway, that's the beginning of our turkey broth. Now what we want to do next is we want to be able to remove what we don't want. And so I'm going to pour it through the strainer into another pot, which is going to catch the bones for us. You can see the steam coming off. Okay, you can see most of the broth is out, but we have the bones here. So what I'm going to do, there's the broth in the pan. I'm going to start picking through it, and I'll divide out what goes into the soup and what's going to go for the dogs and what's going to get thrown away. But you can see what's left, and everything just will fall off the bone. So it's kind of a lengthy process, but you can kind of see that. So the dogs will be happy with what's left, and if there's not enough meat for us, that's okay, because we're really interested in the broth. And you know, some people have an issue with using bones for soup because they're saying, oh my gosh, you're feeding your family bones. But you know, there's a lot of good nutrition, minerals, calcium, all kinds of things in what we have here in this pot. And of course, that is now over here in our turkey broth. So it's just going to get better and better. So you're going to have to excuse me for a couple of minutes while I take care of this pot, and then we will come back and continue on with our turkey soup. Okay, so you can see this is the meat that I took off that's actually going to go in the soup. There's not a whole lot. Big bag of bones that's going to go in the trash. And of course those are kind of the scraps for the dogs. So I'll just set that off over here now so it can drain a little bit. And then you can see what a nice pot of broth that I have here that's going to go into our soup. So, now that you've seen that, here's our next pot. This is the one where I'm melting a cube of butter, a half a cup of butter. Looks like this. And that's going to be the base of our soup. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit, and we're going to come over here and we're going to run some things through the food processor. Now, of course, if you want, you can do it by hand, which I've done plenty of times. So I'm just going to slice it up, and then we're going to fry it up in there. So let's start with our onions. Plug everything in. And I'm going to throw a little garlic in there as well. Okay, red pepper. I'm going to put in 2. Two jalapenos. Spicier. There's another onion with a little bit more garlic. Well, let's dump this one out. Let's sure our butter's hot. We can start this frying. Put in the rest of the veggies. A delicious turkey soup for you. Yeah, it's full. It's ready to be emptied. So that's going to go in. We'll start cooking that down. Okay, now in goes the cauliflower. And of course, celery. About 3 or 4 stalks, whatever works for you. And we can do that without the lid here. So let's just pile that in there. And of course, the leaves are full of nutrition, so you do not want to cut those off. Get that in your soup. I'll do a couple more here. In the pot with the rest of the veggies. Just going to cook all this down. Okay, we've got this cooking down, and I have a couple of pieces that are a little bit bigger than I like, so I've been kind of mushing it down as I go. And then we're going to add a little bit of seasoning. So of course we want to do our sea salt, and for the size of pot we're going to put in about 4 teaspoons of high quality sea salt. This is fleur de sel, actually. That's good. Then I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of organic black pepper. Put that in. And we're making it a little on the spicier side, so we have some cumin. This is ground cumin. Gives it that nice Mexican flavor. A little bit of that goes in. And then I have a little bit of chili powder. So about a tablespoon or so of that. And finally I'm going to put in a little bit of white onion, granulated. It's going to go in. A couple tablespoons of that. I'm going to stir it around a little bit. The seasoning to get in there, and then I have about 2 to 3 cups of organic white kidney beans. So I'm going to put about 2 cups in, and then if you want to make your chili a little thicker, you can actually squish your beans in, because that's going to thicken your soup. So squish that down a little bit. And that will start to make it thicker. If you want, you can mash them before you put it in. It's up to you. It depends on how you like it. And then I'm going to pour in some of our turkey broth, enough to cover. If I have some leftover turkey broth, that will go into my freezer, which will be nice. Let's start stirring this around, because after we get it all together, we're going to let it simmer for a while. So all our seasoning and spices are good. A little bit more broth. It smells really nice. And then, of course, we have the turkey, which we talked about earlier. So I'm going to put this out here and chop that up a little bit. Put that in. And if you have leftover turkey, you can put in whatever you want. Or you can just leave it as it is. So you can also do this with chicken as well, or basically any kind of meat. So this is going to go in our pot. And made some black beans earlier, so we're going to throw in a few black beans as well. Probably another 1.5 to 2 cups. Put a little bit more in. Okay. You can see what a nice looking combination of soup this is. And then, to give it a little extra zest, we are going to do a couple of things. First of all, I have some goat milk here. So this is going to make it smooth and creamy. So I'm going to put in, let's try about a cup and see if we like the look of it. Maybe another cup. Probably about 2 cups altogether in a pot this size, but again, you can do it to your own taste. And then later on, we're going to use some organic cilantro and coriander. But that's going to give it a nice flavor as well. So I'm going to chop up a little bit and put it in, and then you can also put some on top. That will also help with a really nice flavor. You can also serve it with a little shredded cheese if you like. But it's a nice soup for the holidays. It's a nice soup when it's cold outside, as it is getting cold in Michigan. And of course, cilantro is excellent for pulling heavy metals out of your body. So load up on your cilantro. And isn't that a nice looking soup for the holidays or any time of year? So I'm just going to put it on to simmer until we're ready to eat. And there you go. Another wonderful soup. I like to call this turkey chili. So, thank you for joining me. Diane Mourglia-Swerdlow for Expansions.com. Here is Stewart Swerdlow having some of my delicious turkey chili, which we just made, and it's fresh out of the pot. How is it, Stewart?
It's outrageous.
Yeah? I think everybody should be making and eating this, huh?
I think that it's the best soup, chili, whatever you want to call it. It's the best I've ever had. It's amazing.
Yeah, all right, as long as it's amazing.
I wish I could share my mouth with you so you could have some.
All right, well, enjoy your soup. Thank you. We just wanted to drop in and get your opinion.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.